Welcome back, long time no see. If you're new here, my name is Steph and welcome to the Wild Patch Homestead. My husband and my 3 boys live here on an urban homestead. It's just a backyard basically, and we've really made the most of what we've got while we have it. So we've turned a third of our backyard into vegetable gardens. The front garden has got like a berry patch and herbs, and the veg garden is a native kind of strip as well. And then we've got chickens, so you might be able to see this enclosure to my left. It's housing the chicks. They are 5 weeks old. I've got 10 chicks and the mama hen out here. Perfect spot under the tree. And then we've got another chicken coop as well over the other side of the backyard. I'm just watching them all do zoomies. They're highly amusing. I try and let them out a couple of times a day just to have a bit more room, let them spread their wings, so to say. So we have had a pretty busy couple of weeks here. I didn't put a video up for a week because I was in hospital and I was just having a lot of health conditions. I do have a health condition. We're just trying to find out what it is. I'm off to Melbourne soon, so it's going to be quite a big drive, about 7.5 hours from where I live, so that I can go and see a specialist, and hopefully we can find out what is going on with me. Once I have a diagnosis, I'll be a lot more open about it, because I would obviously like to, share that story and spread awareness and not have to film on only my good days. It would be nice, for you guys to see me even on my bad days, but just because that's just real life. Okay, now you may have noticed my hair is a lot shorter than it was. I used to have really, really long hair, but part of my condition, or whatever this is, it involves seizures, and I have multiple seizures a day, and my hair being the length that it was just extremely hard to manage, and it was getting all knotty, and then I was having to look after it a lot more, and it honestly became just too hard. Now, I loved my hair, I really, really did, and so what I've done is donate it to Wigs for Kids campaign. So a child with cancer has got the opportunity to love and cherish my hair just as much as I did. So I'm trying out new hairstyles now. I've just got it really short at the moment, just to help me, really. I just need something manageable that I honestly don't really have to think too much of. Okay, now that was that week. That was pretty not interesting, to be honest. Nothing exciting happened in regards to the home. But what it did make me realize was I really needed to get more meals in the freezer. And so I worked hard when I did come good so last weekend, I started baking. I got bread on the go. We did carrot cake. I tried muesli bars, but I didn't line the dish, and so that was a whole ordeal. I basically made granola. But you live and learn. I realized after I'd packed it all in, I was like, no. But that's okay, these things happen. I made zucchini slice. I did make a rookie error though, and I used self-raising flour, and it was like a cake. It was really weird. Potato bake using a new, honestly, best investment. It was like $20 from Kmart, and it was like a chopper slicer thing, contraption, and I mainly bought it to do the chopping, so when I'm doing my zucchini relishes, but I used the mandolin on it, and it was so quick and easy. So potato bake using that, and then I also prepped up 2 chicken fajita packs to go into the freezer. So because it's chicken, I'm going to be freezing these, but I already buy my onions in bulk, and I had sliced these, so I grabbed these out of the freezer, chucked those in, chopped up some capsicums, put those in, added some corn and chicken, and I've already put in, I
I don't know, maybe a heaped teaspoon of garlic, and then I'm going to be adding turmeric, paprika, cumin, and salt and pepper to that one, and then that's going to go away. Over here I've started my mix for my pot pie recipe. I'm not going to make the pie today. I am just going to start this one here. I've got some potatoes to chop up, so I've just got frozen peas, carrots, the chicken, and I'm pretty much just going to add the vegetables. I will season this when I cook it, but I don't want to get the oven going at the moment. I just don't have the energy for that. Now, excuse the mess. Oh, I better add mushrooms to that as well. I don't want to forget. I'll pop them here so I don't forget. I don't normally buy them sliced, but they were the same price, so why not? Saves me an extra step. This is going to be for something else that I'm making. I'm having pasties. I'm going to make some pasties. I've got a couple of kilos of mince in there as well, so I just like chopped all the carrots for everything while I was sitting at my stall doing that. Then over here I'm just bringing it up to a boil. So I've got a chicken thigh in there that I browned off first, and then I've got onion, carrot, and peas, and I'm going to add a bit of stock to that too. What I'll do is season it. That was super handy to make that soup and get that fajita mix done, because although I haven't needed to use the fajita mixes at the moment, they're just so handy to have on hand if I have a bad night. My kids can cook that up. You know, we've got wraps in the freezer. They actually know how to make wraps from scratch too, so you know, we've got everything covered if my husband's working late or something. But that soup was really good. I just shredded the chicken up with a fork. I was trying to find some white beans to add to it because I just thought that would be really good for a protein, like extra protein, but I couldn't find any, so I added that to my shopping list. I better get some of those. They're just really handy to have on hand for situations exactly like that. We are a family of 5, and so 1 chicken breast for 1 meal, although it stretches it really good, I think it needs something extra as well. So that kind of covered that portion of my day. And then moving on from that, I put together the pastry the next day, ready for the pasties and the chicken pot pie. So as you just saw, you know, I started the fillings and I got those all in the fridge while I felt good. And then the pasties really came together okay. I probably used the wrong pastry. It was very crumbly, but you live and learn. It's just the recipe that I've used for my pies, but I wouldn't use the same pastry recipe for pasties in future. And I'm not gonna lie, if I had thought about it, I just would have bought the pastry, because that took so long on that day for me. And I really think it would have just been easier to buy pastry. So some things I'm all for convenience. Honestly, it's just one of those things. But you live and you learn. And although I usually do make my own in this scenario, I didn't realize pasties would be so fiddly. I just honestly thought it'd be like, cook up this mix, make the pastry, chuck it in the oven. But it was a little bit long-winded just for where my energy levels were on that day. So I think I will have some pastry in the freezer as a backup plan in future. Really happy with how the English muffins turned out. So I made a double batch. It was meant to make 20, but it ended up making 15 muffins. I definitely made them a bit too big. But again, it's the first time I've ever made them with this recipe. I've made the sourdough ones before. I'm not gonna lie guys, these were, dare I say it, better than the sourdough ones. We loved them, and I will definitely make them again. I'm even going to teach my kids during homeschool time to make the muffins, because we devoured them. And yeah, I was gonna freeze half of them, but they didn't make it to the freezer. And actually, we have had some of that loaf of bread that I made. I made 2 loaves of bread, and one of those started to go yucky because we have been too busy eating the English muffins. So I now know where the preference lays, and it's definitely in the English muffins. So highly recommend that recipe. I made a couple of tweaks, so I will post my it's slightly adjusted, but my slightly adjusted recipe below, and enjoy, because they are totally worth it. And yeah, I really enjoyed, like I said, like getting the cast iron out and just kind of had fun experimenting. I really like to try new things, and that was definitely worthwhile. That's pretty much it for the week. So if you really enjoyed the content and you're also interested in growing in a backyard garden and, you know, cooking and preserving the harvest, and oh, what else do? I like to make my own things as well. There's like soap recipes and bits and pieces. There's other videos on herbal remedies and things too, and I just like to show you what we do around here. And you know, this is just our life. It seems really normal now, but I really get a lot of joy out of when people come over and they're like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. And I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, it is different. So I thought I'd share it with everybody, and I'm sure I'll find, you know, a lot of other people that are interested as well. And I'm always open to inspiration. If you've got any comments or ideas, please post them below. But if this is the content that you're interested in, I'd really appreciate if you could hit that subscribe button. I'm almost halfway to my goal of 1,000 subscribers, which is, you know, creeping up there, so it's pretty exciting. But I'd love to hit that number soon, and grow this channel and spread the, you know, urban homestead joy and yeah, the journey that we're on. So thanks so much for joining me, and I really look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye.